What's up guys, today's video is on the top 6 best budget TVs in the market. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I'll try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these budget TVs, you can check out the links in the description below. Let's get started. Number 1. Hisense U6.U6K. The best budget TV we've tested is the Hisense U6.U6K, which delivers surprisingly decent performance for the price. It looks amazing in a dark room thanks to its excellent contrast ratio, and it has a full array local dimming feature to improve the picture quality in dark scenes, although there's blooming around bright objects. If you want to use it in a bright room, it has good peak brightness in SDR with decent reflection handling, so glare isn't an issue even if you have some lights around. It has okay HDR peak brightness, so some highlights stand out, but brighter highlights don't pop the way they should. It's also a very accurate TV, so content looks like the creator intended. Unfortunately, its image processing isn't great. Its sharpness processing when upscaling is decent, but its low-quality content smoothing is poor, with visible digital artifacts and low bitrate content. Like many TVs in this price range, the viewing angle is inadequate, so it's best when viewed directly from the center of the screen since the image degrades when you watch it from the sides. Still, this TV has plenty of features. It supports Dolby Vision HDR and HDR10, so you can take full advantage of HDR formats. It can pass through advanced Dolby audio formats through IRC and basic DTS 5.1 through ARC. Unfortunately, it can't pass through advanced DTS audio formats, so it's not a great option if you're into physical media. It has superb low input lag and variable refresh rate VRR support for a responsive, nearly tear-free gaming experience. However, it's limited to a 60 Hz refresh rate, meaning you can't take full advantage of current-gen gaming consoles. Finally, it runs the Google TV Smart Interface, which has a great selection of streaming channels, including many free streaming services. Number 2. Hisense U7N. What if you want a budget TV and are willing to invest slightly more money to get something truly impressive? You can get the Hisense U7N, the best premium budget TV we've tested. It's an upgrade over the Hisense U6K in every way. It's a very bright TV with amazing reflection handling, so it overcomes glare in a bright room. It's also a great option if you want something that impresses in a dark room due to its excellent contrast that delivers deep blacks. However, like the U6K, there's noticeable blooming around bright highlights when they're against a dark background. Still, highlights in HDR content really stand out and colors are vibrant due to the TV's excellent HDR brightness and wide color gamut, delivering an impactful HDR experience. It supports HDR10, HDR10, and Dolby Vision, so every major HDR format is covered. It's also easy to find your favorite content due to the Google TV interface, which is fast and user-friendly, unfortunately. Its viewing angle is very narrow, so it's not the best choice for watching movies or shows with a big group of friends. Despite its price, the TV is packed with gaming features. It has HDMI 2.1 bandwidth on 2 of its ports, both capable of up to 4000 at 144 Hz. It also has VRR support and auto low latency mode ALLM, so you're fully covered if you own either an Xbox Series XS or a PS5. On top of that, its incredibly low input lag means it delivers a responsive gaming experience, and its excellent response time delivers fast motion with minimal blur behind it. If you're looking to save some money and can find it in stock, you could opt for last year's very similar Hisense U7K instead. It's not as bright as the U7N, but it's still bright enough for use in most well-lit rooms. Number 3. Roku Select Series. The Roku Select Series is the best cheap TV we've tested if you want something affordable that gets the job done. It isn't as good as the Hisense U6.U6K in a dark room due to its lack of local dimming, although its contrast and black uniformity are certainly good enough for a pleasant dark room viewing experience. It doesn't get very bright in HDR, so highlights don't stand out, but it has good SDR brightness with decent reflection handling, so it can handle a few lights in a moderately lit room. The TV is at its best when watching high-quality 4000 content, as its image processing is disappointing overall. It's available in a wide variety of sizes, although its 24 and 32-inch models have a 720p resolution, and its 40-inch model is limited to 1080p. The bigger sizes are all 4000 TVs. It comes with the great Roku TV Smart platform, which is extremely fast, simple, and easy to use. It's a bit light on features as it doesn't have any motion smoothing, and it can only remove 24p judder from external 24Hz devices, like DVD and Blu-ray players. It doesn't have VRR support, although it has a great response time and very low input lag for responsive inputs with minimal blur behind fast movements on screen. It has a good remote with an integrated microphone for voice commands, or you can also give commands through the Roku Companion app on your phone. You can also plug headphones into the remote, a great feature at this price point. Overall, the TV is decent and provides a good user experience, especially at this price. Still, if you're a Costco member, you can get the slightly better Hisense U6.U6K for a similar price. Number 4. TCL 50-inch S4 LED 4K TV. TCL's S4 isn't going to win any awards for advanced picture quality, but it's one of the best cheap TVs for casual viewing needs. It's an especially good option for shoppers who want an affordable secondary display in a smaller size for a bedroom. Unlike the more expensive QLED models we recommend, the S4 just uses a standard LED display without quantum dots or local dimming. This means colors can't get as vivid, and its black levels will veer toward a grayish or slightly blue hue when watching dark scenes with the lights off. And though it can technically support HDR, it can't get bright or colorful enough to really show off the benefits of high dynamic range content. While those limitations are notable, the S4 still meets basic viewing needs, especially if you're someone who mostly watches cable TV and SDR standard dynamic range streaming content. Home theater enthusiasts and gamers should look elsewhere, but the S4 is a good fit for those who just want a cheap TV that gets the job done. Number 5. LG 65-inch B3 OLED 4K TV. The best OLED TVs deliver the most impressive picture quality we've seen, but they rarely come cheap. In fact, the term budget is a bit of a stretch for any OLED model. However, LG's B3 is the most affordable option out there. The B3 offers all of the contrast benefits that OLED TVs are known for. Thanks to its emissive panel, the display has pixel-level contrast control, which beats even the best mini-LED backlights on high-end QLED TVs. This leads to perfect black levels that disappear into a dark room without any halos around bright objects. Check out our QLED's OLED comparison for more details on how each panel type stacks up. The TV also supports a 120 Hz refresh rate, so it's capable of smoother motion when playing high frame rate games on a compatible console or PC. Viewing angles are also far superior to any QLED, so picture quality doesn't degrade if you sit to the side of the screen. Compared to more expensive OLEDs, the B3 only falls short when it comes to brightness and color volume. The B3 can hit a peak of around 600 to 700 nits, which is still respectable. However, as a point of reference, several mid-range OLED models can hit 1000 to 1200 nits, while high-end models can get as bright as 1700 nits. Flagship OLEDs from Samsung and Sony also incorporate quantum dots, which the B3 lacks. Ultimately, this means that some HDR videos won't look quite as impactful or vivid on the B3 as they would on a more expensive OLED. Number 6. TCL 65-inch Q7 QLED 4K TV. The TCL Q7 is one of the most affordable TVs with support for a fast 144 Hz refresh rate. Cheaper QLEDs, like the Hisense U6K and Roku Plus series, are limited to 60 Hz. A high refresh rate is ideal for gamers since it enables smoother motion when paired with a compatible console or PC. The Q7 can display 4K 120 Hz when connected to a PS5 or Xbox Series XS, the highest output that those consoles are capable of. When paired with a gaming PC, the Q7 can hit an even higher 144 Hz refresh rate at 4K, or 240 Hz if you reduce the screen's resolution to 1080p. It's also compatible with VRR, which can sync the TV's refresh rate to match the frame rate of the game you're playing. This helps prevent screen tearing to ensure a smooth image. But while we didn't run into any noticeable issues during our testing, the TV's implementation of VRR can introduce some ghosting in certain situations. Despite that drawback, there are few sets in this price range that can match the Q7 suite of gaming features.